Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW 3 battle for you today, and we have the Battle of Trebbia. Another historical battle for you today, another one taking place in the Italian Wars between the French and the Holy Roman Empire. This is fought in 1799, as I said, between the French and the Habsburgs, and there also is the Russians here. I don't know if we actually have the Russians in this battle. I'm seeing a whole bunch of HRE like units, but I think we do. We do in fact have the Russians here. Yeah, as I say that on cue they appear. So we do have the Russians here. They were being led by Alexander Suvorov. I don't know how to pronounce that name. You know what? I'm gonna butcher names today. I can already tell. It's just one of those things. We also had like Melas, who was leading the Austrian forces, or the Habsburg forces, and then you have Jacques MacDonald, who was leading the French, along with Jan Dabrowski, who was like leading the Polish legions. So I don't know if we've got any Poles here, but maybe we do. Who knows? But yeah, there were about 35,000 French, and there was about 20,000 coalition forces. So it does seem as though the French had the numbers in this one, but they didn't take a lot more losses. In fact, they took over 20,000, and the Allies taking about a mere 6. And as you can tell from those numbers, it was an Allied victory in history. So we'll see whether the French can change history and they can win it. Will it be another Allied victory? We'll see. But yeah, certainly in recent battles I've seen the HRE have done a really good job of defeating the French. Certainly like this period, because the French, you know what, they just don't often have enough cav, or just generally just enough cav. There you go, artillery going off, howitzers coming in here. I mean, trying to shell. Looks like other artillery here. We've got actually artillery of the Guard Consul here being brought up. It's actually Bonaparte's corps, so hopefully Bonaparte isn't here, because he actually isn't actually listed as being here, but maybe he just wasn't in command in 1799. He's not actually got well, 1799 he has had his own commands by that point, but he's not in command actually at this battle. But yeah, he got his 8-pounder set up here. I have the French, and they're going to start pounding. Looks like cavalry over there. I mean, let's have a look. They got Carry Battalier. They don't have anything like stronger than that, really. Like, they've got hussars. Probably got some dragoons as well. Yeah, so they've got nothing like cuirassiers, or usually don't have lancers or chevaliers or anything like that. Lots of like chasseurs, cheval, hussars. Yeah, so I mean, and the HRE can bring cuirassiers and things like that. They're just much stronger, and they just end up like wrecking lives. And also, usually the HRE have huge armies, because their armies are just absolutely massive. Usually aren't well disciplined, but they are just really big. So we'll see whether they can use their numbers against the French. We will see. The French, I mean, they usually also bring some pretty big armies. So it could be a big old line battle about to happen here. We've got some chasseurs and Guard Consul here. They're going to be thrown into the mix. They should do pretty well. Just lots of chasseurs over here. I mean, here you go, the French. They look like they got the flank on the Austrians right now. I mean, a little bit of a flank. You see the cavalry here being forced back. Yeah, the Austrians being in there. I may just call the Austrians or the HRE throughout the battle. I do apologize. Like, if it's just if it confuses you, they are literally the same. They are both the same. Yeah, so we have a big old 4v4, and it seems as though the other two French armies over here are they're sort of making some moves, making a few moves here and there. We've got Massena's corps. Is both Massena's corps? I don't know. Oh no, yeah, it looks like they're both Massena's corps over here. And then the two over here, we have Bonaparte. I think these are both Bonaparte corps here, which is why I was just thinking that they have absolutely massive armies. Oh no, we have Sujet. So we have Sujet, we have Bonaparte's corps, and then we have two Massena corps by the looks of it. You can see the line battle getting fully underway on this side here. Already the French flanking hard, trying to get around. I mean, the Russians are taking their time getting into position. Here they come. The Russians in their revolutionary look. Looking glorious. Yeah, imagine the Russians thinking, like, these Russian soldiers are probably just thinking, because of a revolution and a few guillotines being chopping some heads off, we are now fighting in Italy against the French with Austria. Like, it must be such a mad, like, imagine this time period. You're just like, okay, for various reasons, I am now fighting in Italy as a Russian. It'd be very confusing. Here we go, the guard consul. Okay, let's give us a volley, boys. For the consul. Doing a little bit of damage to these boys. The Russians are fully engaged over here, though. And also they're going to try and flank hard. I mean, we've got chasseurs here. These are pretty decent. Chasseurs are feed. I mean, chasseurs are pretty good accuracy. They just don't want to get too close. They don't need to. They should be okay where they are right now. Yeah, both sides over here just... I mean, actually, they're having a standoff. Oh, there we go. French with a volley, a brutal volley. I think this Austrian unit here is going to break in a moment, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, plenty of Germans, plenty of Austro-Hungarians. Very multicultural army of the HRE armies. There seems like there's a little bit of action going on the other side. I'll see if we can see what exactly is happening. Unit there breaking finally for the HRE. Yeah, we have French cav in behind here. We have some chasseurs. They've been sent into the back. Looks like they have broken an artillery piece by the looks of it. And we also have cavalry fighting back here. Okay. We have... Is this a big cuirassier unit? No, this is like the dragoon unit or something. But it's taking on like some light infantry here that can't form square. We have more cavalry back here. I don't know how these guys have got in behind. So much. But we've got chasseurs breaking over here as well. And the Austrians actually have cav in behind. Or HRE have cav in behind. So this is going to be a constant threat now for the enemy. Or for the French. What we got here? Looks like more like dragoons or something like that. But I mean, the French did get their own back a little bit and did take out one of the artillery pieces. Are we about to see, yeah, the Russian? We've got another Russian army over here by the looks of it. So we've got half Russian, half HRE today. And the Russians here look like they're getting prepared to assault this town here. It looks like their job is to hold the town here. This is, I mean, this, I don't know what this is, the town of Ravelita or something like that? I don't know. But whatever it is, they're getting, they're defending it. They don't know what they're pushing forward. Looks like the HRE is going to have to push on that side. On this side, the French is pushing hard. And they are making some headway. There are some gaps in the line starting to open. I mean, though, they look like they're going to be filled with artillery here. Big old gun coming up. There's 3 guns here being thrown into that little space. But yes, if you're enjoying seeing NTW3 on the channel and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new here, and a comment to show your support. As always, guys, it very much helps out the channel. And I do very much appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. It has been a massive, massive help over the last few months. It's been a great experience as this channel. Meeting lots of people, learning new skills, and enjoying glorious battles. But here we go, we've got a charge here. Got some light infantry. I thought they might send in like the consul's guard or something, but no, they're going to send basic light infantry. Got a decent charge off. I mean, the French are pretty good at melee. I'd say the Russians maybe best them, and that's it. We will see. It looks like morale is going down. Looks like the French are winning slightly, yeah. They should win this, and then, yeah, breaking that unit here. They're going to be force the HRE back out of this village. And it seems like the Russians also given ground, or the French, no, it looks like in fact the French gave ground. There is still artillery going off, way off in the back, missing all the French there. You see the French are now storming this building, into this village here. Chasseurs going in, and they are light infantry, but I guess they can probably scrap. There you go, they've broken their way through here. I don't know what's in this building waiting for them. Probably looks like some Jaegers. Nothing that scary in that building. So the French could definitely take that if they wanted to. And that might be their next move. And you can see here the HRE is in full retreat. The men in column, getting out of here. Come on, boys. We must retreat. We must preserve the Empire. I mean, this gun had just got into place, and it's already routing as well. It looks like it's lost an artillery piece, maybe to a French RD piece taking it out. I presume that would be what it was. Anyway, what's going on the other side of the battlefield? It looks as though it's still really, generally much more quiet over here. The Russians have engaged partly with the French here. You can see the Russian lines here opening up. I do kind of like this look that the Russians got going on. They look very smart. Much smarter than they do in their 1806 variant, where they're all in like random jackets and stuff like that. But, I mean, yeah, it looks like the Russians have the numbers over here that they can push the French back. Also, the French having to worry about all the carrying behind. Looks like also the French are getting ready here. One of the Mercenaries Corps is getting ready to face the other HRE army, take him on. But yeah, it seems as though the real punches are really coming on this HRE army here. I mean, the battle will be decided, I feel like, with this cavalry fight here. They're already shaping up. It's going to be a 4v3, but these are big HRE units. We will see how that one goes down. Another artillery piece being broken here. This is always bad. And this is a howitzer as well. Oh, just a useful unit to have, and it's just been broken just like that. And you could have done with having that in the back lines. I'm sure it has incredible range anyway. And look at this. They're technically in a sea of French now. They're sort of behind enemy lines, but these Jaegers here hold this house for now. Still sniping out, doing their bit. Let's go back over and see how it's going on the inside. Seems like the HRE shifting troops. Look like they're getting ready for a fight, but look at this. The Russians are across the river and are now, like, they're bringing the fight to the French. Put it like that. I feel like the French are losing this fight. Yeah, combat and losing. So yeah, these guys are, the French are not winning this. These are an Italian unit here. We've got the Grenadiers, the Lombard Legion here. Might want to send these guys into combat to win their fight. They do look good in their green. They do look good in their green. I like how they have like leopard skins on their hats here. I don't know if you can see that, but they have like leopard skins on those hats. And it just looks like they've... I imagine the amount of leopards, if they are leopard skins, that they've had to like kill to like cow that unit. So many. So wasteful. But we have Russians going in here anyway. We have Russians going in. They're pushing on a line infantry, but these are Grenadiers here. I think the Russians are going to take this house. I also like this Grenadier like look from the Russians. I don't know why. I just think it looks fun. It's like the hats are really cool. They look very colourful. I think the Russians are going to take this house. And if they do, it's going to force the French back. The French are they got. Yep, there you go. The Russians took it, and I don't think they've got any like Grenadiers or anything like that. It looks like it could just storm the building and retake it. These are Russians, you gotta remember. You're gonna need Grenadiers to kick them out of the house. The French are getting pushed back on this side here. Building captured. Oh, and that was on this side. Okay, so the French have managed to take the Jaegers out. That was no surprise. They did send in the guard consul. Is the purpose of them, to be honest, to take some buildings. But yeah, you can see here the HRE army is in full retreat. It's actually disappeared because it's retreated that far back. And the French are just pushing forward here. So we'll go back over to the other side because there isn't too much going on here. It seems the Russians and the HRE really giving ground on this side. But on this side, it's starting to spice up a little bit. And we're seeing HRE Cav coming in here. Look what is happening here. I'm not sure. The French seem in chaos. It seems like there's a cavalry charge. And I mean, they've lost a fair amount of troops. But yeah, they're recharging here. The French could... I don't know. Can they form square? It doesn't seem like they can. Being broken over here. Are these all units that can't form square? Is that what they're saying? Maybe. He's trying to just reform up. He's been mercy killed is what I can tell you right now. I mean, the French lost one unit. The generals here, Mercenary, needs to be careful. Yeah, I don't actually know how many of these units can form square. But they need to get whatever French cavalry remains over to this side here and scare them off. Got a Russian cav in here. He's causing havoc. Actually routing some sappers. And taking out a gun by the looks of it. And these are just some cheeky little Cossacks. And they're going to get this French gun here as well. French in disarray on this flank here. It's like an absolute, like, there's a massive contrast in, like, in battle, what's going on here. You've got, like, the French really doing poorly on this side, but on the other side, they're, like, taking the battle and they're winning. And then, like, the HRE and the Russians, like, being forced back so far on the other flank. But here, they're taking the fight to the French. And they're doing well. Yeah, the Russian Grenadiers and the HRE Cav, I mean, together they're a dream team. Got some cavalry here that's breaking, I imagine. What did I charge? Oh, the Grenadiers, the Guard Consul. Yeah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Yeah, the French keep pushing forward here. They're in a bit of a time constraint because they've got to beat these guys quickly enough and then get troops over to help their allies because they are getting torn left and right by the enemy. Who have we got here? We've got a Russian general just chilling there. Don't know who it is. Maybe it is Suvorov himself. Suvorov, I think's how you say his name. Probably still butchering it, but hey. What are you going to do? Can't get everyone's name right. I mean, you can try. Got artillery here, still doing his bit. They have managed to keep this artillery alive. I mean, it's a point-blank range. What is out here? A little line infantry is just about to get taken out. I think this was just a re-rallied or something. Yeah, there you go. HRE just gonna wipe that off the face of the earth. But it seems like the French have got in line. This is what they need to do. Just need to try and whittle down the HRE lines. They have the better accuracy. They just don't have the numbers. And you can see here, this like HRE army is massive. There's a huge amount of infantry. The Russians are now arriving as well. I hope they have more of those glorious grenadiers to send in. I mean, it looks like they're refilling this building with grenadiers. I hope they have more of those glorious looking grenadiers thrown into battle, but it doesn't look like they do. Which is fine. We'll deal with it. But the French being forced back here, they're being forced back everywhere on this front at the moment. It looks like they're going to give up this building, just have the grenadiers ready. Maybe to push on for the flank here. I mean, they could take out these chasseurs, then just move down the line while the Russians push up. That maybe would be worth a try. You can always just put a basic line infantry into the building now. The job's done. The grenadiers don't need to stay there. Got cavalry here. They're pushing up chasseurs. They're getting ready. Maybe they'll go in. Men are running, sir. Men are running. Let's have a look. Oh, big cav fight here. This is not a good sign for the French. They look like they're... actually, no. It looks like they're going to win. Oh my, wow, yeah, the French are like fully routing this HRE army right now. Got a few isolated units forming square to save themselves from chasseurs. The rest are in full retreat and getting chased down by cav. This is not a good sign. Yeah, look at this, like breaking as soon as they get touched by a unit. I thought they were going to lose this. I came over here and the French were routing and I was like, oh no. But then I actually realized HRE are routing even more. And yeah, I mean, it's just a stark contrast on this side of the battle to what's going on the other side. Like, HRE's like running the show on the other side. Here, they're getting run into the ground. And it looks like the Russians are going to make a stand in this village, perhaps. So this is where they want to make a stand, which is not a bad spot. I mean, they can hold the building, the areas around that. That should be able to slow down the French. I mean, if I was the French, I'd maybe start thinking about shifting troops over towards this this fight. I mean, these two armies aren't yet dead, but I mean, I think the French have more than enough in their means to take the remains of the HRE and Russian armies out here. As you can see, Cavalry just cutting down these infantry mercilessly, milking some kills. We'll go back over to the other side. Let's go and have a look and see what's going on. Again, this is like a long line battle, which is fine. We will watch a glorious long line battle. They got some grenadiers in here actually as well. I'd maybe move these just out of the front line. I just don't know if you really want to put your grenadiers in a front line battle. I always keep my grenadiers a bit more safe, a bit more at the back. They do look good. They look good. French here. Oh my gosh, here we go. We have Russian cav, we have Cossacks here, and they've just ripped through this line here. I was not paying attention, just busy admiring those Austrian grenadiers, and the Russian cav here is just smashed away through. Smashed away through. And you can see the French morale also here. Not looking great. Infantry starting to get beaten back. Not good at all. We've seen the grenadiers now come up.
This building has
France is slowly getting encircled here. I mean, there is obviously, there's also HRE cav out here. And they are sort of encircled here. I mean, just partly. The cav is stopping them from retreating too much. You can see the French are getting encircled. And it's like a crescent formation, 2 crescent formations. And we're about to see another charge here. It looks like cavalry's going to go for a charge on the flanks here. They can't form square. The French are helpless. And in they come. I think they know that this corps here just cannot withstand a cavalry charge. It's just got no infantry that can form square. I've yet to see any. Pretty decent volley into the back of into these guys here, but not enough. But let us watch the Russian army here. It seems like it's getting dealt with slowly but steadily. This is the slow death of this flank over here for the Allies. They've got their guns set up. They actually have a looks like a howitzer here as well. Russians being forced back. There they go, retreating further into the forest. The French is too much. I mean, they're flanking hard here. They're going to get around the village pretty quickly. And it actually looks like the French are sending lots of forces now. We're seeing like Suchet's full corps here being sent down, and he's going south, and he's going to go around by the looks of it. Maybe I keep going down this road, and I just appear behind the Russians. If the French can hold on, Suchet is on the way. Suchet is coming, boys. Fight on! Victory is at hand. I mean, I don't know yet. It's still hard to say. Got the Hungarians here routing troops. I mean, if they can easily quickly rout these guys here, it's going to be very, very nasty for the French to try and recover this one. Again, HRE cav coming in here just trying to route stuff. I mean, they could actually get around themselves here, and they have been. They did kind of pull through those units, and I think that was worse than they should just retreat the way they came.
We have taken a building, sir.
Taking a building? Oh, that's the building all the way over here. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, it looks like the Russia is getting forced out of the village. HRE looks almost dead. We'll continue over here. Suchet, there you go. Suchet's marching as quickly as he can. Marching as quickly as he can. Yeah, an entire rout on this side. We see the French just make forlorn hope charges here to try and break the Russians. Instead, they're just breaking themselves. This entire army here is gone. And now it's just this one Massena corps here. Stands alone against an army of coalition forces. Mainly made up of angry Russians. Another cavalry charge. Oh, it's not cavalry charge, it's a grenadier bayonet charge here. They've been routed. It's okay, there is plenty more infantry on the way ready to replace them. But yeah, look at the stark contrast. You can see here the blue of the Allies. They are slowly being surrounded and crushed. And it's the same on this side here, but the opposite way around. This is a battle of two sides. Quite literally, like, one side you have the coalition forces being dominated, and on the other side they're dominating. It's a very bizarre battle. Very bizarre. Cossacks waiting, but there is actually now French cav in the back line. I don't know if this is Suchet here is actually sent cavalry ahead, and he is hidden.
The men are fatigued,
but
sir,
he is
must rest a while.
Sort of able to help if he wanted to now. It looks like Massena's going to get crushed just slightly too late. Suchet and his army. And he needs to be careful now, Suchet. He doesn't want to go and chase out these armies and take them on one at a time. Or like on his own, because he'll get wiped out. He needs to wait for Bonaparte's corps to arrive. Yeah, it looks as though this fight is almost over. Actually, even more over than the one over here, I think. The Russians persist. Just don't give in. I mean, the French and the Russians right now are firing point-blank range each other. I mean, there's an infantry fight down here. Got grenadiers of Russia fighting against chasseurs. Looks like as though the grenadiers have just been broken. Our general is dead. Oh, is this Suchet's army? I think it is. Suchet may have just lost his general here. That is huge if that is true. But I think he has. To some Cossacks here that have just come out of nowhere. So Suchet now without an arm, without a general. Even more troubling for the French. Does though look as though history may repeat itself and the HRE may win this. But there is still hope. There's still men to fight for France. Officer, they're getting an easy kill, shooting off some Frenchies, but it seems as though the Russians are still being forced back, but they're inflicting heavy losses on the French.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
And there you go. It looks as though the Russians have been dealt with. It's just the general left, and the HRE general is actually over here as well. Probably going to kill them both, just to help with damaging morale. But yes, it does seem as though we're going to see Russia turn and face Suchet, who is stopped in his tracks because he's lost his general. They're leaderless, so they don't know what to do. But I mean, there's a few French troops returning on this side, but just not enough to actually make a defense. Honestly, I wonder whether Suchet will now wait for his ally because he's lost his general. I mean, if he does, that's probably the smart thing to do. Suchet is actually retreating. Looks like in the direction of... I mean, it looks like he's chasing the Cossacks. But he's retreating in the direction of cutting off the Russians here. Who are leaving the forest, and they're leaving the forest pronto. Really, the French need to get moving. They don't need to start shooting from there. They need to get marching and start catching these guys up. I mean, there is Suchet coming in and cutting them off. But still, I mean, this wasn't Suchet's plan, but I guess it's plan B. And that's just to annihilate the remains of the Russian forces here. And then to go and face what remains of the Allied forces over on the other side. Yes, I hope you guys are enjoying the Battle of Trebbia. It has certainly been a fun one so far, and it's certainly not over just yet. There is plenty to be decided. So you found one unit in Massena's army that can form square. and somehow it's still alive. It's not been smashed by infantry, cav. I mean, cav can't come through it while it's in square, but still, infantry. Do you know what would be a really cool idea? I've just thought of, and a good way to nullify square as a cavalryman, and that is to have a cavalryman with a grenade, like a grenadier. I presume they had grenades. I think they did. They were just like pretty much like bombs or something like that. They didn't run like grenades today. But a cavalryman with a grenade, and he rides past the square. He would have to get close, so he'd have to obviously risk being shot by infantry. But he could ride past the square and throw a grenade into the square. Boom! Square's blown up, and then you can rush your cavalry in, or your infantry, or whatever you choose to throw in. And that is my plan, and that is what I would have done. Got some cavalry grenadiers. It's at that point when you listen to Pope talking about cavalry grenadiers that you think he's absolutely nuts. And you're also probably thinking, Pope, you play too much Warhammer. Maybe I have. I don't know if Warhammer even has a cavalry grenadier unit, but that's something that I feel like Warhammer would think up. What's in the building? Oh, he's got some line infantry. His gun here, if it sets up, oh boy, he could get some good kills. He's got actually 2 here. Both 6-pound artillery pieces. Set them up, boys, and just start shelling these Russians. They're so packed in. Like sardines. Can't miss. You literally shot your, like, just point your gun in that direction, you're gonna kill someone. Yeah, morale suggests troops getting down pretty low pretty quickly. Yeah, can't see the Russian and the HRE armies over here there, which was victorious. But we'll see. We'll see if we can find them soon. Come on, chasseurs, you're in range. Yeah, I was gonna say, open fire, boys. But if you want to get involved in some NTW3 action and you do not know where to do so, feel free to join the Discord. The link's down below in the description. As always, guys, it's very great having you along for the for some battles. Always happy to have new recruits to join, whether you're a noob, whether a noob, like a newbie, or whether you're like a veteran player. We do not mind. We are more than happy to help you learn the game or just play along with you if you already know what you're doing. Total War community is all about coming together and helping each other out and just being kind to each other and just making some having some great games. As you can see here, the Russians are not having a great time. The bodies are starting to pile up. You gonna give us a volley? The Tsar expects a volley. No, they're just gonna get a shot. They're just getting gunned down. We're just seeing like 4 or 5 just drop there. Russians are getting routed here. Gunned down a bunch more Russians. This unit's broken now. I mean, now the French can just push forward and just charge into the back of these Russians. And it's good night, Vienna. So we're going to see this Russian unit here set up. Replace it. The general getting shot at. I mean, the problem is they're just surrounded. It's a valiant defense, put it like that. Now they're gonna get shot in the back and the front. Oh, what a way to go! What a way to go! They're just shooting their own breaking men at the moment. Very Russian. Don't break your own shoot your own troops. when they break. Forming square, probably the smartest thing to do. They can fire from all angles. This brave unit holds on. The general's broken, I believe. But still they refuse to break. They're actually going into combat. And they've broken. Just like that. Just like that. I didn't expect anything else. Just a victory for the French. Especially when Tuchek came back to deal with them. We're now seeing, well, it looks like the HRE starting to appear a little bit. He's moved on. Julian Mimmer there with his cavalry finding them. Just seems as though, yep, they are on the march. So we're just going to fast forward, I think, while we wait for the HRE to arrive. Because that could be a little while. And it could be a little while for the French to set up. I don't think they'll attack because they probably feel like they need to defend because Suchet has no general. And Napoleon or Bonaparte's corps is really banged up. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But I have a feeling that will be the stance that the French will take because they'll play defensive. I mean, the HRE, I think, also could play defensive because I think time's on their side. They are the ones that are defending after all. I believe anyway. I may be wrong, they may not be, but yeah, I mean I guess they could attack if they wanted to. I mean, they have the cav, get the element of surprise and attack them and take them out. Seems that who's still firing? Oh, it's the French. Are they just shooting, routing French? Russian, sorry. I think they are. What cowards? Come here, go and fight and die for your country. Instead of shooting those that have already fought and died for theirs. Got Melas here, looking at the sneaky boy. He knows what he's doing. Again, we'll just fast forward, I think, and we'll just wait for someone to make a move. Honestly, we are just waiting a long time for someone to make a move. There is a little bit of action going on down there, but it's not that they're actually engaged and they're just avoiding each other. I imagine it's just a French infantry unit that's re-rallied and just gone, yep, we're going to stand and fight for a little longer. Yeah, maybe they're not actually. It doesn't, you know what? Neither side's making a move at this moment in time. So I'll make a cut, and I'll see you guys in a moment when the battle resumes. The Russians are here! The Allied forces have finally turned up, and they are preparing to assault. Suchet's got some forces out here. He also looks like he's scattered some forces along by this bridge over here. Already opening up, actually hitting this artillery piece here. They need to be careful. They might want to retreat that. But yeah, the French actually have the Russians on multiple fronts here. So the Russians are kind of out of position. They need to be careful here. And they also have cabs, the French, all the way in the back line. So again, the coalition forces need to be careful. So the HRE are bringing up their own troops as well. I mean, if the French can find that, go for this HRE general, that could be huge. But yeah, it seems as though the HRE and the coalition forces are going to be the ones making the attacks. We have got HRE cavalry also in the back line, so both sides making sure they have units in behind that can threaten each other. I mean, we'll go to line infantry. That's not going to be joining the fight anytime soon. So yeah, it looks as though the battle is always set. It looks like both sides are just doing their final touches, but both sides are ready. And this house, again, this house seems like it's a little bit close to the front, in my opinion. Spitting out some artillery shots. I don't know where they're going. It does look like a howitzer, which is just why put it in the front line. It's not really where you want it. I mean, maybe it's not. I'm not entirely sure, but it does look like the shape and style of a howitzer. Russia's going to push out. He's going to entertain the French in going for this push here. There are some units that can form square. So this cavalry here is not going to take them all out. We can certainly take out a few. And the French also looking to maybe make some moves on the HRE here, but the HRE army is so big. It's so big. At least the fancy looking grenadiers are still alive. These guys do have cool looking hats. Seeing a little bit of a flank going on here by the Russians. If the Russians can flank around, hit these French on the side. I mean, the French have looked like got a few reserves. This is bringing up some more infantry. But yeah, I mean, they could get some. They could force, yeah, like just like that. They force the French back from the bridge. Very, very nice. Here we go. The French on the retreat already. Artillery going off. I mean, they are hitting units hard in here, I think. This is where they go with their Russian artillery, is hitting straight into there. And that actually forced Suchet's troops back. I'm surprised it just went all the way back there. I mean, there's a Russian unit also here. I think this is from the other Russian army that's routed but re-rallied. So that's an interesting move there. We're going to see cavalry here charge, and the chasseurs can form square. Are they going to do it? If they don't, it's a bit of a waste of a unit can form square. There they go, form square. And now the HRE's going to get out of there. And he just about manages it, so well done to him. And here we go, Russia's preparing. You ready to stand, boys? I mean, if they can push for this little cul-de-sac here, I know there's no building to actually take, but if they can get into this village, they can split the French armies in two. That would be maybe a tactic they could go for, perhaps. We've got a little bit of a firefight going on out here as the French find that Russian unit. Can't even see what they're firing at. I mean, I can barely see what they're firing at. All you can see is the smoke. You can literally see a couple of like muskets. Yeah, over there is the French. I mean, in this day and age, like most of these bullets would be hitting like trees, leaves. Nothing would be hitting these guys. You'd be lucky if you hit a Frenchman or a Russian. I mean, kind of the same here. They're firing through a tree line. I mean, and NTW, if you just take that into account, the closer you are, the more casualties you play. Accuracy is everything. They're actually going to cross the bridge now, so they've actually kind of forced the French back from this cul-de-sac, sort of. This cul-de-sac, this hamlet, not a cul-de-sac. Don't listen to me at all. Clearly I know nothing, but we've got cavalry coming in here. And I know for one thing for sure, the cavalry charge here could be detrimental, but squares are formed, and the cavalry is stopped. And if they go further down and go into the forest, these units here, they can form square, but they would also break probably. I mean, you can come over here, there's plenty of infantry here that can't form square. There is also some that can, but it's like 50-50 for sure. And what can and cannot. Here we go, cavalry charge coming in. Cavalry forming up. They break a lot of French units here. French actually on retreat. They should have hit these units here while they were on the retreat. Nope, going in here. I mean, they're actually, yeah, still doesn't matter. They're breaking everything. Everywhere they touch right now. Really good charges here by the HRE. I wonder if they're coming for this artillery here. But Cossacks here trying to take out the artillery. These are big guns, by the way. These are like 8-pounders. Yeah, it looks like the Russians were routed. It does not matter because the HRE are causing all sorts of havoc. They need to push forward their infantry and cavalry together. They need to just rout this this French line. The French cav back here is also looking for options, maybe chances to rout some Russian units. But it has no infantry to shoot the Russians to help with morale breaking.
Our men are running.
But yeah, here is not looking good. Suchet, I mean, without a general as well, it's just got no morale. And just like that, I mean, the balance of power is shifting further and further in favor of the Allied forces. And here we go, going to see the other line of HRE troops arrive. You just felt like that was enough for them to take out, or like enough troops there. You thought, here's a whole other like wave of troops, and there's Austrian like grenadiers in here, German grenadiers in here, but yeah, brutal. Guns being abandoned there. Get them out of here, boys. The guard consul, can they get this cav out in time? I don't know if they can. I think it's been sacrificed. It's had a good fight, but it's done for the day. That's its last shot, you imagine. Yeah, more infantry here being chased down by cav. It's a sad sight for any Frenchman. We've seen the remains of the French army chasseurs here, but all of Bonaparte's troops. They're running for this village here. They want to hold this. They want to hold this with this unit here, the Liberators. It's a tiny little infantry unit, but it's quite a funny name. They are apparently here to liberate Italy, but they are in fact being kicked out very firmly. I don't know what happened to the guard consuls. They must have been broken, but a while back. But I have not seen them in a little while. Yeah, it does seem as though Russia now will deal with this small section over here of the French troops. They are still out here, and they have routed the Russian unit. I don't know how long that took to destroy that unit, but they are now moving these. I mean, these 3 key units could have been useful in this fight here against Russia, but who knows whether they would have been enough. House has been captured. I presume that's... I don't know what building that would be.
Our men are running.
One of those over here, maybe. But I mean, if some of these French units could reform and like regroup, they could maybe make a defense around this building here. But I don't know how easy that would be. Chasseurs, keep firing, keep harassing the cav. Every shot must count. Building's being lost. Oh, over here. Oh, they must have taken this one. Okay, so they took this to the French. Then they lost it almost instantly to the Russians. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it seems as though the Russians are going to be victorious here, and it seems as though history will repeat itself. We're not entirely sure, but I mean, it's not how it's looking. If the French can turn this one around, one of the greatest NTW3 comebacks of all time, that'll be for sure. But I mean, they're out of cav, out of artillery. I don't know if the HRE or the Russians even have any artillery. I don't know if they brought any. Actually, no, they did. They had the howitzer, didn't they? That's still loitering around. I don't know if this HRE army bothered to. I haven't seen any. And it's probably so far back if they have brought any. It's a shame if you, like, capture guns. Or, like, you take out a gun, you can't just go and, like... Guard consul artillery is still alive, or the crew is. But, like, it's a shame you can't, like, man the gun once you capture it. That would be really cool. You could have so many guns by the end of it.
Ah, you are dead, sir.
Well, yeah, it seems like the line infantry is going to just try and defend each street bit by bit. We've got a unit here that's called the Royal Vassou. Well, hopefully they're royal enough to defend, and like when you say royal, I think elite. Hopefully they are elite enough, because they're going to need to kill plenty of HRE troops here. Maybe two more. Another one of these Royal Vassou units. They can't form square. That's never a good sign. Usually the more elite units can form square in NTW3. How are they doing over here? Suchet is, this is kind of more like Suchet's troops here. Yeah, with the lack of morale, he is not getting far. He's being routed pretty quickly. Seems the rush is just too much. I mean, as soon as you see one unit break, others start to lose morale as well, lose the hope. And they also should retreat pretty soon. Imagine Russia would just do one all-out charge here. These are grenadiers. They are, in fact, the grenadiers. They're just going to go flying on in. Seems as though the French are still dueling out here in the forest. They're trying to do their best. They're inflicting some casualties, routing a few Russians. If only you could have done this earlier. Where were you earlier? Where was your accuracy? Where was your desire to beat the Russians? Well, clearly not here. I mean, these guys have already beaten two armies. To ask them to beat a further two is an ask. Really, you do wonder whether the two French armies over there made up of Massena's corps could have really done more. Could they have done more to stop?
Our men are running, sir.
They've taken this building here, so that Bonaparte's been kicked out of here. I don't know what exactly is going on here. But yeah, you do wonder whether the other two French armies could have done more to damage these units here. Certainly the HREs come out with so many units, even if they are like really weak. He needed to do more. I don't know what, he seemed to bring a lack of cav as well on that far side. I mean, these guys also had a decent amount of cav. I mean, they used it all up in one big cavalry fight. But at least they won that big cavalry fight.
Our men are running.
You wonder whether the lack of cav, I feel there's a lack of cav on the other side because, I mean, this cav, most of this HRE cav here has been getting in behind, causing all sorts of problems on that other flank. And it stayed alive here. Morale not looking good. They form square. No, they can't. Here we go. Cavalry charging in. In they go. Cut these boys down with your sabers, men. It looks like they might break them. Combat losing slightly. I think they might win that fight, the French. They might just about hung it. Yeah, there you go. Oh, they both broke. But I mean, it's not bad, I guess. Early in the game, that would have been more important. Now, at this point, the French can't afford to lose any men. They are breaking another unit there. The Dragoons look like they get broken as well. They are kind of overstretched. Who knows? The infantry charging in here. Maybe they will be the cav. I mean, the cav seems a bit surprised that they just got charged by infantry. Yeah, there you go, broken. We have some, looks like some grenadiers or something coming up. Yeah, these boys, you know, this is basically infantry going into the fight. Maybe this is how they're going to win it, through melee. But here we go, charging the back on this unit here. This is probably going to be costly. Multiple units charging here. Yeah, instantly broken. No surprise. This unit here is also not looking great. Chasseurs are not going to do too much. Didn't see any cuirassiers in today's battle. Oh my gosh. Brutal. General has been killed. But this unit here, I think this lost a unit, and this chasseur unit here was the general unit here, and now Bonaparte's without a general. And that is going to be the battle on this flank here, as the Les Liberatos are broken. What is left over here is one little unit as well. That's broken. I think, yeah, it's one. It is actually just this. How is this unit not broken yet?
Our men are running.
And there you go, it's broken. They've lost the town, and they've lost the battle. The Battle of Trebbia is over. And again, the HRE is victorious over the French. We've seen it a few times now today. Well, not today, but in the last few historical battles that they've been in. And a really well done to the HRE again. They've done a really good job. Two of the players doing exceptional, two of them not so exceptional. And that's kind of the same story on the other side when you look at the French. This one was sent in by Johnny Le Buffoon, who had 2,011 kills, playing as the Bonaparte Corps, Clarky Boy, and we have BIBI playing as Messena, as like the Rhine, Italy. They did okay, but ultimately they did get overwhelmed. Actually, Angry Peasant playing as Suchet and getting not too many kills either, though he was on the like on the victorious side. And then we have Richard the Lionheart and Nomadic Lancer, who kind of got overwhelmed initially by Johnny Le Buffoon and also by Angry Peasant, but Don and G clutching up with their armies as well. We have Melas and Surov there. Suvorov, I believe is how you say it. I'm definitely butchering his name. I do apologize to all my Russian viewers. And then we have Chasseur Cheval with 252 kills. That's pretty good. Dragoons with 160. 132 with the Chasseurs. 123 with Chasseurs infantry. So some good kills there, but nothing too insane. But there you go, guys. That is the Battle of Trebbia today. I hope you did enjoy. Do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're not here, and a comment to show your support. And I will see you in the next one.